I'm going to walk you through a two-part test to see if your pain is the kind of pain that can be eliminated or if it's the kind that you're just going to have to live with. I've worked with a lot of people to help them get rid of their pain, and I found that if they can pass this test, then it almost works 100% of the time. Let me describe the kind of pain I'm talking about. See if you see your diagnosis here. You've got arthritis in that area. It's fused, it's cracked, it's ripped, it's slipped, it's torn, something like that. It's just going to hurt. We could try trigger point injections or maybe surgery, although it's probably not going to work. And you've probably tried that. Okay, number two, it's nerve damage. Not much we can do there. Or three, and this is the best one, there's nothing wrong. We can't find anything. So there you are. It's extremely frustrating. It's demoralizing even. Kind of depressing. Do you have to just live with it for the rest of your life? Well, let's find out. The first part of the test is easy and yet also difficult. You just have to listen to me talk about pain and how it works and believe it even just a little bit. Okay, the test is beginning now. I've done a lot of research on this topic. I'm a scientist by training, and that's how I approach the literature. We all think that pain is created by injury, but it's not. Nerves at the injury site, I'm going to use this as my pain site, send signals up to the brain, and the brain takes those signals and a lot of other information, and it decides whether to give you pain and how much pain to give you. But it doesn't just send the pain back down to the injury site. No, it puts the pain on a virtual map of your body that's stored in the brain, almost like putting a pin in a voodoo doll. And then you feel it right where that pin is. And that's why people with amputated limbs can still feel intense pain in a foot that's no longer there, because the foot is still on the virtual map. So what does that have to do with the pain that you have that won't go away? Well, the reason we have pain at all is to keep us safe. It gets you to take your hand off the stove, to stop running on a broken leg, to get that infection checked out and taken care of. It's the brain's call whether it thinks we need pain to keep us safe. And you've probably heard the story from the British Medical Journal about the construction worker who jumped down from a ledge and landed on a giant nail. The nail went right through his boot and out the top. And of course, he's screaming in agony, and his brain is looking at this saying, this is bad. This needs to get taken care of right away. I'm going to give you a lot of pain. And he got a lot of pain. And when he got to the emergency room and they carefully cut the boot off, they found that the nail had gone right between his toes and hadn't injured him at all. And the minute he saw that, the pain went away. It's like the brain said, oh, whoops, my bad. But it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes it's the opposite. Your brain knows that there's something wrong, but decides not to give you pain because giving you pain wouldn't keep you safe in that situation. Most people, if they break something, break an arm, break a leg, it hurts really, really bad until you get to the doctor and they put the cast on and suddenly the pain goes way down. Why? It's not like it's suddenly fixed. It's still broken. It's just that your brain now knows there's no point in giving you more pain. It's been taken care of. I can let the pain drop. See if you've experienced this. When you first get injured, it hurts really bad right at the spot where you got injured. And then if the pain persists over weeks or months, the pain starts to kind of wander around. Sometimes it hurts here, sometimes it hurts there, and sometimes it can hurt in the same place on the wrong side of the body. That happens a lot with back pain. It's like the brain can't be bothered to remember exactly where it put that pain pin the first time. It's like, oh, that's close enough. They get the message. That's enough to keep them safe. All you have to know is that damage does not equal pain. Perceived danger equals pain. The majority of people with structural problems, arthritis, torn rotator cuffs, back issues, do not have pain. That completes part one of the test. Did you pass? If you're still here, then I'll call that a passing grade. You're still with me. You're curious at least. Part two of the test. Now this part is easy, but weird. We're going to ask that part of your brain that's been giving you the pain, if it's willing, based on this new information that you've gotten, to turn off the pain. Not if it's going to do it, just if it's willing. This is weird, but it works. Find a flat surface where you can rest your elbow. Could be a desk, a table, the arm of your chair, and let your hand be really limp and loose. Look at your hand, look at one spot on your hand. And I'm going to ask that part of your brain that's been giving you the pain to use this hand as a signal. And if it's willing to use the hand, you should notice some twitch or movement in your hand. It could be a twitch of a finger, movement of the hand toward your face, away from your face, something. And give it a moment and see if you get that signal. And for some people, some weird cases, instead of the signal, they get a sudden, unexplained itch somewhere on the body. But that's less common. Give it a moment. And if you got, there's my signal. If you got some signal, then we're ready to move on. If you didn't, that's a special case that I'll talk about at the end of the video. We are going to ask that big question now. And the signal for yes will be your hand moving toward your face. And the signal for no will be your hand moving away from your face. Now ask that part that's been giving you the pain if it's willing to consider turning off the pain. And just observe those tiny micro movements in your hand as your hand starts to move toward your face or away from your face. And this may take a minute, so pause the video if you need to, and just observe your hand asking that question, what it does. If you got a yes, fantastic. You can get rid of your pain. You can stop watching this video now. You can contact me directly or watch a video where I show you how you can just turn down the pain with the bouncing numbers. Now, if you got a no, I know it's disappointing, but it's not the end of the story. You won't be getting rid of the pain today, but you've established communication with that part of you that's giving you the pain. And you found out that it's not willing to turn off the pain. That part feels like you need the pain to stay safe. And the question is, why does it think that? And what would you have to do to convince your brain that you're safe without the pain? I don't know what your brain's reasoning is, but here are 3 typical reasons that I come across with my clients. Number 1 is it's trying to keep you safe. It thinks that if you move too much, you're going to injure yourself worse. So it's either thinking that, or you just didn't quite believe me and you think, I've got arthritis or I've got some structural damage, so I should have pain. So ask your doctor if moving will make it worse. And if the answer is no, then your brain needs to update itself based on that new information. And the second reason is often there's an emotional link. The pain started, you injured yourself, or you got sick during a time of emotional stress or trauma. And your brain has linked those 2 things together. And now if those emotions start to come up again, the pain comes. And it's almost to protect you from feeling this emotion too strongly or whatever that trauma was. And the third reason that comes up is if you've had the pain for a long time, it can start to become kind of part of your identity and part of your social network. And your brain may fear deep down that if you lose the pain, you may lose too much. You could lose friends. Or people could think that you had been faking all that time, which is unbearable. And it's safer to keep the pain than have people think that. And another thing, it could be that your brain wants to keep you from being too much of yourself. You know, that self where you just do everything all the time for everybody, no time for yourself. And that pain took you out of that crazy life you were living, and that part of you doesn't want you to go back. Sounds weird, just consider it. Now, if your hand didn't move at all, that's weird because it takes a lot of effort to keep your hand totally still. That suggests a deep resistance, even a fear of what change might bring or what you might have to deal with to get that change. That's okay, just notice it. You're not broken. Your brain was just doing the best it could with the information it had to keep you safe. Now, whether your answer was yes or no or just stillness, in any case, now you have a doorway. You can begin to have a different kind of conversation with your own body. Take your time. If you want to go further, I have tools that can help. You do not have to do this alone.